Labor Day marks the beginning of the warm days and cool nights that we here in Chatham and around the Cape believe is the best time of the year, the shoulder season. The crowds of summer have diminished and downtown is a bit more manageable. And you can now make a left turn on 28 without waiting forever. I'm Huntley Harrison with Richard Garvin to bring you the September installment of Chatham Today. I suspect when the numbers are in, we will see that the merchants and restaurants had another banner summer. Downtown always seemed busy with lots of walkers and the usual traffic. As for our biggest attraction, the sharks again proved quite a bit of excitement, especially the sharks in the park. The break in South Beach continues to be a challenge for boaters, and it looks like the dredging of the channel toward the North Break will soon be underway. A brief note for our viewers. We are pleased to say that this show, our 73rd, marks the beginning of our 6th year. We feel that we have a unique opportunity to bring you information about the events and activities each month in Chatham. We are also pleased from time to time to present our special segments that highlight something special about Chatham, whether it is its people, places, or organizations. We are extremely fortunate to have the support of the Board of Selectmen, the Chatham Chamber of Commerce, and of course, that of you, our viewers. We hope it has been both interesting and informative these past 5 years, and we look forward to many more as we bring you shows that chronicle life in this special town. Thank you for your continued support. We will start off with the events and activities at the Council on Aging. Rich, what's going on at the COA?
Well, I'm going to tell you in 1 minute. I can't believe this is the 73rd installment.
Yep.
And it's 6 years. They're watching us age on camera here. Oh, okay. Now, speaking of the Council on Aging, the Chatham COA presents The World's a Stage, Act 2. Join them at the COA for their drama workshop series on Wednesdays in September, starting on the 5th. Readings, plays, poetry, acting, and theatrics. No prior experience in theater required. Spread your wings and try something new and exciting. This program is led by Elsa Bastone, whose lifelong avocation has been theater. She is known for acting and directing many shows in Chatham and around the Cape. Registration for the series is required and space is limited. Call the COA for details.
On Monday, September 10th at 1 o'clock, there will be a free presentation by Larry Dapsis, the Barnstable County entomologist. His topic will be Deer Ticks, Don't Let One Bite Change Your Life. Tick-borne diseases are completely preventable. Come and learn how. Barnstable County has the 4th highest incidence rate of Lyme disease in Massachusetts. Other related diseases like babesiosis, anaplasmosis, and relapsing Powassan virus can each be serious as well. The Tick King of Cape Cod, as Mr. Dapsis is known, will share his knowledge with you so you can protect yourself and your family. Consider joining them at 12 noon for lunch. Reservations are required for either the presentation or the lunch. Call to reserve your place soon.
And I want to offer you my congratulations for pronouncing those diseases and viruses.
I know.
Good job.
Oh, thanks.
There will be a day trip on Wednesdays, the 12th, to the Cape Cod Canal Visitor Center Museum, followed by luncheon at the Pilot House in Sandwich. The Army Corps of Engineers operates the museum, where you will have a personally guided group tour with a park ranger. Since 1928, the Army Corps of Engineers has been responsible for the maintenance of the Cape Cod Canal. You will learn about the various aspects of the canal's engineered and natural history, its unique features, and its marine operations. Following the museum tour, you will enjoy lunch at the nearby Pilot House restaurant. This seaside location is the perfect spot for lunchtime refreshment and relaxation. The Pilot House in Sandwich is known, quote, specializing in the freshest local seafood and features a wide variety of selections for luncheon entrees as well as sandwiches, soups, and salads. The museum tour is free. Transportation is free. However, lunch is at the cost of the diner. The bus departs the COA at 9 a.m. and will be returning to the COA by approximately 2 p.m. Reservations are required. Call to reserve your spot today.
All right. Also on the 12th is the monthly birthday celebration for those born in the month of September and also who reside in Chatham. Guests are encouraged. Call to register. And by the way, don't forget to check your driver's license for a September expiration.
On Monday, the 17th at 1, come for a free movie. This month's selection is The Book Club. Set in and around California, the film revolves around 4 lifelong friends who read 50 Shades of Grey in their monthly book club and have their lives changed forever. Diane Keaton, is recently widowed after 40 years of marriage. Vivian, Jane Fonda, enjoys her men with no strings attached. Sharon, Candace Bergen, is still working through decades-old divorce. Carol's, Mary Steenburgen, marriage is in a slump after 35 years. The lives of these 4 lifelong friends are turned upside down after reading the infamous 50 Shades of Grey, and it catapults them into a series of outrageous life choices. From discovering new romance to rekindling old flames, they're each inspired by the scandalous text to hilarious ends. Rated PG-13 for language and sexual references. Consider coming early for lunch before the movie. Reservations are required and transportation is available. Call the COA to reserve your place.
I bet that thing's hilarious.
Yeah, I do too.
What a great cast.
Excellent cast.
Here's an important event of interest to many about the future of the COA. On Monday, September 24th at 1 p.m., there will be a presentation and listening session by the town planner and planning board members. The following quotes were concerns expressed by Chatham residents in the 2016 Council on Aging Needs Assessment Study. Quote, I am concerned about finding suitable and affordable housing options. Should I choose to downsize my current home or move due to aging issues? Unquote. Another quote, I am concerned about being able to afford the upkeep and expenses of my home. Another quote, my great concern is lack of places for our young people, grandchildren, to live and work. Our extended family is leaving us here alone. And one final quote, our street does not have many year-round residents. I need and want more people around us. Based on this study, as well as others, the Planning Board has identified the need for additional year-round attainable housing in Chatham. The board is currently working on a protective zoning bylaw amendment to create accessory dwelling units, or ADUs. These ADUs, also known as accessory apartments, encourage aging in place for seniors and create new housing while maintaining the character of single-family neighborhoods. This is your opportunity to speak with the town's principal planner and planning board members to gain more insight into this proposal and get your questions answered. Please consider attending this informative session. Consider coming early for a gourmet lunch at noon. The presentation is free and transportation is available. Reservations are required for lunch and the presentation. To reserve your spot for lunch, for which there is a fee, the presentation, or both, call the COA soon.
We now move on to the Eldridge Public Library and their September offerings. On Saturday, September 1st at 2 p.m., the Book to Film discussion group is kicking off a new season. Some of the most enduring films have been inspired by great literature, and some books seem to be nothing special until brought into sharper focus by a great filmmaker. Everyone is welcome to join. No registration is needed.
Attention, all cookbook lovers. On Tuesday, September 4th at 6:30 p.m., the Eldridge Library invites you to join Reading in the Kitchen, a cookbook group. This group meets the first Tuesday of each month to taste recipes and discuss cookbooks. Each month, you will choose a cookbook. You let them know which recipe you will cook to share with other members, and then you will meet to taste the recipes and talk about the chosen cookbook and your cooking experience. a great way to meet fellow foodies and expand your cooking experience. Registration is required. Call now to reserve a spot in the kitchen.
On Saturday, the 8th at 2, Board Director David Wilbur and Executive Director John Braden of Outermost Community Radio, WOMR, will present how we started, how we've grown, and where we're headed. This should be an interesting discussion regarding community radio on the Cape.
And on Tuesday, September 11th at 7, the library presents Rum Running on Cape Cod with Don Wilding. During the era of Prohibition from 1920 to 1933, rum running was big business on Cape Cod. Farmers and fishermen of the Cape took to the seas, heading offshore to Rum Row to bring the criminal yet coveted alcohol to the mainland under cover of darkness, while the possibility of being caught by the Coast Guard was always present. Busy harbors and remote estuaries, many of which are now popular tourist destinations, were all game for bringing the contraband ashore, while local law enforcement officials often turned a blind eye. Join Mr. Wilding for this comprehensive look at how the noble experiment turned into a profitable and potentially dangerous undertaking for many of the Cape's residents.
I'm going to just pause a minute. There was an interesting story up there in Provincetown about how they captured some of these rum runners, and they took the contraband, put it in the basement of the town hall, and they had to wait for the circuit judge to get around. And by the time the judge got around, he asked to see the evidence, and it was all gone. Case dismissed.
Case dismissed. That's great.
Another group starting off its season in September is the Classic Film Discussion Group. On Saturday the 15th at 2, come to the library to join. This film group will be led by librarian Samuel Rome, who is able to combine his love of film with his love of books. Get ready for some good movies, good discussions, and good company. Everyone is welcome to join, and no registration is needed. The Chatham Great Books Discussion Group will resume on Tuesday, September 18th at 2. This discussion group is for people who want to talk about outstanding writings in history, literature, philosophy, politics, science, theology, and other disciplines. Great Books discussion groups use an approach to discussion called shared inquiry, which follows a few simple guidelines designed to make a discussion more rewarding by keeping the group's attention focused firmly on the text and its interpretation.
Author Lisa Duffy will be at the library on Wednesday, the 19th, to talk about her book, The Salt House. In the tradition of Jodi Picoult and Lisa Genova, this gorgeously written, heartbreaking yet hopeful debut set during a Maine summer traces the lives of a young family in the aftermath of tragedy. Told in alternating voices, The Salt House is a layered emotional portrait of marriage, family, friendship, and the complex intersections of love, grief, and hope.
Closing out the month on September 29th at 1, author Daniel Burt and Deborah Felder will discuss their book, The Handy Literature Answer Book. You've got questions about literature? We've got answers. Whether you belong to a book club, or a teacher, or student, or someone who simply loves to read, the new book by authors Daniel Burt and Deborah Felder answers essential questions about literature, what to look for in novels, short stories, poems, and plays, and how to enhance your understanding and enjoyment of literature. The authors will talk about their new book and offer some practical suggestions to help you tackle even the most demanding literary works.
And so you can plan. Here are some of the events at the library in the month of October. Thursday, October 4th, ID theft and scam. Tuesday, October 9th, On the Trail of Bonnie and Clyde. Thursday, October 18th, The Palatine Wreck by Jim Farinelli. And Tuesday, October 23rd, The Hauntings of Cape Cod with Barbara Sillery. And there is much more. Just visit the library website.
And now for some items of general interest. Best-selling author Anne LeClaire will discuss Painting Our Neighbors on Canvas and on the Page on Thursday, September 20th at 9:30 a.m. at the Chatham Orpheum Theater. The reception, lecture, and discussion are part of the September Speaker Series, a joint effort sponsored by the Atwood House and Museum, the Chatham Orpheum, and the John F. Kennedy Museum. LeClaire's latest work, a murder mystery entitled The Halo Effect, explores the idea that every person, good or bad, is the embodiment of a saint. She will discuss murals in the area, including the Alice Stallneck murals of local people at the Atwood House and Museum, and writings that explore this idea. Admission is free, but a $10 donation to the Chatham Historical Society will be gratefully accepted.
And the leading force in the effort to reclaim and renovate Chatham's Orpheum Theater, its founding president, Naomi Turner, will give a talk on If Those Walls Could Talk on Sunday, September 16th, beginning at 2 p.m. at the Atwood House and Museum. She will share images, metaphors, impressions, and sentiments held within the walls of the Orpheum during its 72 years of silent films, talkies, Chatham High School graduations, town meetings, first dates, thrillers, dance, romance, aliens, and sharks. Naomi has been honored for her work in recreating the Chatham Orpheum Theater. She has been recognized by the Massachusetts House of Representatives, the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod, and the town of Chatham. Designated Woman of the Year by the Lower Cape Business and Professional Women in 2016, she was just recently honored as Chatham's Hometown Hero by Fox 25. But Naomi has a lot of other credits as well, especially in Chatham. She is also a skilled dancer, choreographer, and teacher, president of Chatham Candy Manor, founding director of Studio 878 Trust, a nonprofit for young dancers, co-founder of Chance to Dance Scholarship Program for Young Dancers, co-writer of Wrinkles, the musical, and a sponsor of Movimento Dance. Come and learn more about the Orpheum and Naomi's experiences at the Atwood House. Admission is $10, free for members. Arrive early, space is limited. That's our show for this time. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Chatham Today. Remember, the show runs on public access Channel 99 several times during the week. If you miss the cablecast or want to see it again, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube, or you can visit our website. Just do a Google search for site/Chatham Today, and it should be the first entry that you see. The web address is on the screen now. Chatham Today is a video chronicle of the events and activities in the town of Chatham. If you would like to have what's happening in your organization announced on the air, please email us. We look forward to hearing from you. You can also like us on Facebook at Chatham Today, and we certainly hope you do. Thank you for watching. We'll see you down the road.